Welcome in, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope it's nice where you're at. It is raining all week where I'm at in East Tennessee. Uh, if you've seen the thumbnail, yes, we're going to talk about Kyle Busch. We're going to talk about the news and some updates and politics and some, just topics. That's what I like to do. I like to bring a little bit of everything to the channel. So if you like this kind of stuff, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button when you come in. Please be respectful in the chat. Um, And I do open my panel every once in a while, but if you come in disrespecting me or the channel or all this nonsense, you will never be on my panel. So let's get this out of the way. If you want to support me, support the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe, the like, do the watch hours, or right there going across the screen, or it will pop up in the chat eventually. Cash out, Venmo. If you want to support the channel, we do have to keep the lights on, the internet going, the stream yards, all that stuff. We're here to entertain you guys, bring you content. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. So obviously we had some big news in the NASCAR. A lot of people say, "Oh, you're a redneck." No, rednecks jack up their trucks, put LED lights on, and go to town, never get them dirty. I'm not a redneck. I was born in the mountains in the country, raised in the cities and the outskirts in the countries around Nashville and different places, moved back to the mountains, lived in 5 different states. So I'm basically a chameleon. I can fit in, I can change and adapt to any environment, to any city, country, whatever. I'm not one thing. I'm not a redneck, not a hillbilly. I'm just adaptable. So what we're going to do is I'm not really a big sports guy. I'm not really a big sports fan. Never played sports growing up in school except for golf. Played golf for many years. Played for my high school. But of course, I'm not stupid. I do live in the South. I know what NASCAR is. And a lot of people got the news yesterday of Kyle Busch passing away, dying at 41 years old. We're going to try to find a few little news clippings. The thing is, man, his last race, I guess it was the other day, maybe Sunday or Saturday or Sunday. I'm not for sure. It showed a video clip of him talking to his crew chief, I guess, of asking where the doctor was to have him there when he finished the race. And then they said he was suffering from I think they said like sinus allergy, sinus stuff, I think it had to be a little bit more extreme. If somebody, I'm suffering from allergy and sinus stuff. I've had bronchitis. Wednesday was the first time I'd done a live stream in over a week and a half. So I've been sick with bronchitis, stuff like that. I didn't go to the doctor. I just took over the counter medicines. But I wonder if him racing and finishing that race and doing, a couple hundred laps was actually, something that, because they said he passed away. He was in the hospital and some kind of illness, severe illness. So, but then they're talking like him saying he had allergy and sinus stuff going on during the race and he was going to finish the race. I mean, first of all, if I felt bad enough, I knew I was going to have to go to the hospital. Fuck that race. I'm not going to race. I'm going to pull over and let my teammate go on or someone else race the race, and I'm going to go to the doctor. But just to suddenly pass away over sinuses and allergies at 41 years old, that don't make sense. Because we know these guys in NASCAR, like I said, I'm not a watcher. I don't watch NASCAR, none of that stuff. They have to stay in shape, man. They have to stay. I ain't saying they have to stay fit and built, but 9 out of 10 of them, they actually exercise. They have to have, the stamina to race and my buddy Grid One Motorsports, guys, go check him out. I never advertise anyone on my show really, but Grid One, he owned his own race team. He raced Porsches and different things. You have to have that stamina. You know what I mean? You can't just be a fat, lazy ass and go in there and start racing and it's exhausting. You got to be able to keep your energy up, all that stuff. So the NASCAR guys, I'm not saying they're all in the gym working out in shape and best fit in their life, but they have to keep their bodies to a certain standard so they can last 500 laps, 200 laps, or whatever the races is. Like I said, I'm not real big on NASCAR, so I'm not really familiar with how many laps they do, but I do know they do quite a bit. But I know a lot of people like to do the review stuff, and I do it too. We're going to jump in, but like I said, I'm going to try to find something. I know there was some clips on Instagram yesterday of him. There was some things going on with the. I know Fox News actually shared it of him. Yes, that's sad. The man that was outside that dressed his house up in American flags and Trump flags, he was beaten outside his home. His wife says he is not expected to live. That's a sad situation. It's a shame what people do these days. Like I said, we're just going to share different content today from different areas. Here's one thing. This is it right here. We're going to show you. Yes, this man right here. This is a sad situation because he put American flags and Trump flags on his fence and had American flags in his yard. These people, he was like 60 something years old. There's a group of people that literally beat him almost to death. His wife says the doctor's saying they're not expecting him to make it. But like I said, we're going to look for the Kyle Busch thing. Let's get down here and let's look up, let's see, where am I at over here? Search. Okay. Let's see. Fox News. Let's see. Fox. I think it's on Fox, maybe. I'm not for sure. Like I said, yes, this is going around too. This guy on the news, this military guy, and you can see he's clearly got a mask on. See it? It's kind of insane. But I mean, didn't they say Joe Biden wore one too? Or the person that was pretending to be Joe Biden wore a mask like that? Isn't that some stuff? Yeah. So, not for sure what this is right here. Let's go back out. Let's see what this is. Let's just say NASCAR. Okay, let's see. Okay, right here. Yeah, breaking news. NASCAR legend or two-time. I think he was a two-time winner. Let's see. Yes, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, that's something weird. I hope you guys are doing good this morning, man. Make sure you hit the like button when you come in. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy content or just whatever. You know, it is what it is. I hate Instagram when it's on your laptop. I like it better on my phone. I can research and do better on my phone than I can, you know. Let's see, profile. Make sure you go follow me on Instagram under Ray's Motor Life. I've got almost 41,000 followers over there as well. Let's see here. Notifications, creators. Let's go over here. Got lots of content over here, guys. Trying to figure out what. Yeah, it's a little different when it's on your laptop compared to, you know. Let's see. Why ain't it refreshing? That's what I want to do. Refresh it. Okay, let's see. Let's do this. Let's stop sharing that. Okay. Let's jump over here. Let's look up something over here on X. Yes, we know Stephen Colbert's last night, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, Kyle Busch dies at 41. I was trying to find that article I was reading yesterday of him He was, of course, if you don't know, you will know now. Dude looks like a lady. Okay, Kyle Busch. Just 2 months ago, Kyle Busch won an $8.5 million settlement in a big lawsuit against a major insurance company. Okay, that's weird. Okay, so let's see if I can share this. There's a little bit of things here. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing good. Yes, I went live early this morning, earlier than what I usually do. Usually it's around 10 o'clock in the morning right here. Let's see. NASCAR legend. Okay, we're saddened. Okay, and heartbroken to share the news of the passing of Kyle Busch, a two-time Cup champion and one of our sports greatest and firecast drivers, furious drivers. He was 41 years old. We extend our deepest condolence to the Busch family, Richard Racing, and Richard Childress, Racing, and the entire team, whatever. Yes. So from my understanding, I was trying to find the video that he was
sinus cold all week. Lost 5 spots on that pit stop. He has asked.
He said he had a
Kyle Busch has been suffering from a sinus cold all week.
So you go in the hospital and die?
Spots on that pit stop. He has asked to have medical attention.
Yeah, he asked for the doctor.
The race. Here's his radio.
After the race.
And can somebody try to find Bill Heisel?
Bill Heisel, the doctor that. Yeah, that's the NASCAR doctor.
At your bus after the race.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a shot. Copy.
Okay, if I felt that bad I needed a doctor, I would quit racing. I mean, I would let my teammate take care of it. Would you not? I mean, would you not take care of that?
Has been suffering from a sinus cold.
Okay, a sinus cold. That's like me. I've been suffering from sinus cold, bronchitis for like 2 weeks. So that would be like me. I feel like, yes, I still have to do things around here, my home, and do stuff. And I do them. I've had to make myself do them. But do I feel good enough to get in the car and run? How many laps was it? Couple of hundred or something? I don't know. Like I said, when you're racing NASCAR or doing any kind of sports or anything, even sitting in a car racing, in my opinion, like I said, a lot of these people, man, they may not be in the gym 24/7, being fit and built, but man, they have to keep a certain stamina. They have to keep an energy. They have to keep healthy. They're not going to get in a car and say, we're going to run 500 laps and you're going to be weak. You got to be tough enough to be able to, to have cardio, energy, all that stuff. That's just my opinion. I feel like, you better be in shape. And these guys may not look like they're fit and in the best shape, but I guarantee you they're in some of the, they're in shape enough to do this. But like I said, you go in for sinus cold and you're dead. Something doesn't make sense to me. That's just me though. I'm like, yeah, okay. Whatever. These people are ridiculous. And we also had, what's his name? Robert De Niro asking this guy, Stephen Colbert, questions the other night. Let's see what he's saying here.
Famously of quarter biggest malls, do you have a quick quote for us before we go?
Stay far from timid. Only make moves if your heart is in it. And live the phrase, the sky's the limit.
That's the Timu Obama, right? Isn't that the Timu Obama? What's his name? Jeffries or something? Yeah. He's a joke. He's a joke. Oh, the other one I think is a bigger joke. The other Democrat black guy, Booker or something. Yeah, he's a clown, man. Well, it's still raining here. It's pouring. Let's see what. Oh,
I watched Nick Shirley's bombshell investigation of migrant fraud in Minnesota, which called attention to the now infamous Quality Learning Center instead of learning and other schemes across that state. This morning, the ringleader of the $250 million Feeding Our Future fraud scheme in Minnesota was sentenced in federal court to over 40 years in prison, bringing justice to the countless
good.
children and families
That's
she
good.
had scammed. And on top of that, today, federal law enforcement launched a massive raid in Minneapolis. Across the city, agents have arrested 15 people for suspected fraud that amounted to $90 million. This includes two of the largest Medicaid fraud cases in Minnesota history, as well as the largest autism fraud scheme ever charged by the U.S. federal government. With this action, we're bringing justice to some of America's most vulnerable citizens and justice to the American taxpayer. In 2018, Minnesota tried to provide housing services for the homeless. They estimated that the cost of the program would be $2.5 million a year. By 2024, the program had exploded to $104 million annually, and almost all of it, was because of fraud. As a result, the state had to shut down the program and can no longer provide those services to Americans in need. So we've got homeless veterans sleeping on the streets because fraudsters
that's
got rich.
crazy.
But it's not just the homeless who are the victims of these fraudsters. The victims in the cases announced by DOJ today also include disabled Americans who rely on community
For
support.
some
to live
reason,
full,
my
independent
internet
lives.
is not really
And
picking up great.
citizens for whom defrauding such programs is
Oh.
literally a matter of life and death. And one of the
It
most
wouldn't allow the
horrifying
first
cases
message
charged
to go
today,
through.
a recipient who needed 24-hour care was supposed to be receiving exactly that through a Minnesota Medicaid benefit program. But he received nothing. No care, no services, nothing for months on end.
Of course not,
And then he
because
went
it's all in the corrupt.
for 2 days, a
of the
neighbor tried to
corrupt
check on him,
politicians.
knocking on his apartment door. Nothing. Shortly after, he was found dead.
See,
One day before this man died, the fraudster in question had tried to bill for the non-existent services. The services that if they had been provided, this man might actually be with us today.
Huh.
To get rich off taxpayers, even at the cost of others' lives, just as that fraudster had for many months before. This kind of behavior is sickening. It's disgusting. It's an affront to all of us as Americans. And today we're saying clearly, no more.
okay, so let me ask you a question, JD Vance. If you become president, do we expect you not to come out? I mean, are we going to hold you accountable if you come out worth 25, 30, 70 million dollars? Because the pay's only like 400K a year. So, or what about now? How much are you making now? How much stuff have you already invested profit off of being vice president? Are you a millionaire now?
Our
I mean, you
message
can't,
is
you're
simple.
going to hold them all accountable. That's the thing. You can't just say, oh, well, they made, and I know what he's talking about. These are crooks and corrupt people taking our tax money. But also, it goes for everybody, every politician, anyone in government or anyone trying in a leadership position. If you're coming out 10 times richer, than what you get paid and what you should, then you're corrupt. You're breaking the system. You're taking either bribes or you're taking taxpayers' money. Or now I get it if a company wants to, sponsor you a book club or somebody pays you millions of dollars to write a book or do something like that. I understand that. I'm not talking about that, guys. Or do a TV show series or whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you go in worth $1 million and you're just the president and you come out worth 50 million and there's no like legit shit to show for it. Like a lot of these Democrats and Republicans on both sides of the aisle, they all do it. Nancy Pelosi's worth $200 million. That's insane. Bernie Sanders worth millions, but he wants to, tax the rich. They all want to tax the rich. Then give your money up.
If you're committing fraud, our task force will find you. We'll come after you, and we will not rest until justice is
Well, what
served.
about the American People's Task Force? Can we go after you guys?
Don't defraud the American
defrauding the
taxpayer.
American
Don't get
taxpayers?
rich by trying to steal from them, or we are going to
Well,
come
we
after
feel
you
the same
until
way about
justice
all
is
you
served.
guys.
That's our promise.
I like
and we're
Jay
gonna stick
Vance,
to it.
but I feel the same way towards every one of them. Yes, it's early, guys.
This morning to
I
say
probably went live too early.
that
Yesterday, I had over
As a man,
4,000 watching
but
at one time.
more importantly, as a
Had a
black
couple
man,
hundred in the
that
chat.
this country does not deserve black women or black people.
Baltimore mayor.
specifically black women.
This
It
country
is
does
really
not deserve black
on my
women
heart
or
this
black
morning to
people.
say that
Bro,
as
really?
a man,
Okay. Well, you know,
more importantly, as a black
if y'all
man,
keep claiming
that this
Africa
country-
so bad, go back to it. Shit, far.
Clear that there can be no comparison between the Black Lives Matter movement and what we saw on January 6th. So I just want to make that clear.
Oh my goodness.
There were very
Look at her.
limited
She's sickening.
destruction of property and violence
The
during
Black Lives Matter movement cost, they burnt down cities. There was a lot of police officers ended up really dead. Lots of people, lots of destruction, everything. You can't compare it to J6 because the J6 was nowhere near as bad as the Black Lives Matter riots.
during the uprising.
I want to be clear in how I characterize this. This is mostly a protest.
Yeah, look at
It is
this.
not,
This is not a. Did you hear what he said? This is a peaceful or what did he say? Let's see. Let's listen to what he says.
protest. It is not.
During the uprising.
I want to be clear in how I characterize this. This is mostly a protest. It is not. It is not generally speaking.
Emotionally a protest. So they get to protest with their emotions and feelings, burn everything down, and it's okay, right? These people are goofies, man.
Unruly, but fires have been started.
You think so?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
They just threw something on fire, Chris.
This is not it, guys. This is the Black Lives Matter movement, and it ain't just black people. That's the whole thing.
No one should be destructing property and that sort of thing. But
There's
I
white
understand the
people,
anger.
Latino
you are seeing
people,
now,
everybody.
these images came and come in stark contrast to what we saw over the course of the daytime hours.
Mostly peaceful. Okay, fiery, but mostly they're burning the cities and the buildings, but they're mostly peaceful protesters after police shooting. See, they're mostly peaceful though. Do those people look peaceful to you? She's got to be joking, right? I mean, is this woman this delusional, or she just still tries to push this shit on her audience and the American people? I think she's delusional. I think she really believes that she's right. And, wasn't she the one that said J6 was worse than the Civil War or something, or Pearl or some shit like that? Like, how in the hell do you consider only one person getting killed during, the J6, and that was Ashley Babbitt? Compare that to the Civil War or any of those things when thousands of people died. This lady,
Kenosha, and into the
ain't just her; it's all of them on these woke, media platforms.
early evening, which were largely peaceful demonstrations.
Largely, peaceful. Okay, largely peaceful. Largely peaceful. That's not peaceful, man. If that's peaceful, then we should get to go do whatever we want, right? I mean, if we get to protest with our that's what he said. They're protesting with their emotions. So, do we get to go protest with our emotions and feelings and burn shit down and it be okay? I mean, I'm just asking questions, guys. Like I said, I'm just bringing you stuff. I'm not here and telling you who to pick, what side to pick, and who to follow, whatever. I'm not here telling you what I believe and seriously, I'll give you my opinion, but I'm not here to influence you in one way or the other. I just want to bring you guys entertainment content, and I hope you enjoy it.
There can be no comparison between.
There can be no
Black Lives Matter
comparison.
movement
Yeah,
and January 6th. So I just wanna
sure,
make that clear.
Sonny.
There
Sure.
were very limited destruction of property and violence during the uprising.
I want to be clear in how I characterize this. This is mostly a protest.
Sure,
It is
Sonny,
not,
sure.
It is not generally speaking unruly, but fires have been started.
They're not unruly.
boy.
That is
They
a
just threw something
joke.
on fire, Chris, a firecracker.
That is such a joke.
No one should be
That is
destructing property and that sort of thing.
They
but I
knew
understand
that the
the
Black
anger.
Lives
What
Matter
you are seeing
movement
now,
was
these images
destruction.
came and come in stark contrast.
These are
to what we
mostly
saw over the
peaceful
course of the
protests. These
daytime
people are
hours.
sickening. So is she.
Yeah, episode tonight.
Yeah, baby.
We'll be watching.
know.
Why? He was never funny. He was the idiot. Is this?
You know, I went to Rome with Stephen.
Oh, really? You went to
Part
Rome?
of the funny
You mean you got to go to Rome
and
with your
he,
rich money, your rich
he
friends?
really
But
organized
you
this
criticize the
amazing
American
trip
people
for
every day?
other comics from around the world to go and sit with Pope Francis, who is a big fan of comedy.
Who the hell wants to go
And
see
so
Pope
just the
Francis?
idea that
He was a woke
these
pope.
are the kinds of things he was doing makes me look.
That don't mean he was doing good, because
this
he's
is his
entitled to
show.
go
So I
get to
just-
go see the
I just
Pope.
want to say, man, whatever you're
That's
doing
that's
next,
doing good
we're
because you're
watching.
rich and
We'll
entitled,
be
and you get to
live.
go see the Pope. So you're saying that's there you go. Look at that. That's the best one. Yeah. Yeah, look here. Probably not the best idea to start a fight with a group of Marines. Yeah, I'd say not. I'd say not. Yeah, you don't want to mess with a group of Marines. Look here. Dude, they actually have training. Everybody thinks they're badass on the streets until they actually go against somebody that actually trains. Dude, the government trains these people to unalive people. You know what I mean? By their bare hand. And you want to go against them in the street? Yeah, you're stupid. Yeah. That was funny. That was funny. That was funny. Let's go back. Oh, he's bad, ain't he? Look, he's already throwing hands the other dude. Look. Oh, really? Huh. That one white dude, Marine, though, got hit good. He wasn't even swinging back. Look, he took it in the face right here. That black dude's punching him right there, right here, right here. He's punching him, and he's not even doing anything. He's not even swinging. Watch him. He takes like three or four. There's four. He swung back finally. Woo-wee. I mean, come on, man. Really? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, this guy's something, man.
I'm certain. What do you think?
This is what I was talking about the other day. This guy's wearing like, look at this man, this U.S. Navy guy. General, yeah, look at this. Everybody's like, why is this guy? Even look at his eyes. You can tell it looks like something, like his eyeballs are sitting back. He's got his mouth a certain way. That's wild, man. Look at that. Yeah, he's got a damn, it looks like a full face mask on. Let's see how it moves when he talks. His eyes are blinking. See, that mouth looks fake.
With one caveat. Patience may be.
See, you can tell he's talking underneath there.
Objective here. The president has time on his hands.
If you can't do a better job than that, something's wrong.
Strike capabilities, and he knows that the policy he set
What the hell?
has had short-term and long-term effects on the regime and the people of Iran.
That's
So
weird.
he's been very astute.
Oh, they'll come out and say it was a glitch or something with his shirt or something, you know.
It really is capitulation. The president
Who is really behind this mask?
You will not have a nuclear weapon.
That's what. Oh, I'm expecting a package today too, by the way, guys, from the Heartbeat brand. Look at that. Is that not wild? Why would you not wear a better shirt?
Well, I agree with the general completely, with one caveat. Patience may be.
What the hell? This is weird, man. This is real too. This is not AI, guys. This is not AI. Welcome to Chicago, man, where they're putting Palestine flags and shit up in the America in 30 years is going to be gone. Y'all know that, right? I mean, y'all think it ain't. Y'all think it's funny. This is some serious shit, guys. That's a sad thing right there. Y'all don't think this is coming? Third world, they're bringing their own country, their own third world shit here. Y'all may be fine with it.
And 45 kids. That's not a child on a milk carton. That's the whole dairy aisle.
Okay, they're saying this is what a complete
think
fraud
about the
he
sheer
is.
number here. 545 kids. That's not a child on a milk carton. That's the whole dairy aisle.
Huh.
Who haven't made up their minds. There are still people who are going to vote for him. Maybe we feel too guilty to understand the magnitude of that crime and our responsibility.
And tonight, lawmakers urging the Biden administration to provide explanations for the disappearance of 85,000 migrant children.
So it now approaches 100,000 children, according to public reports, 100,000 children lost by your department and the Biden administration, migrant children sold into labor trafficking and sex trafficking.
We've never had such a bad problem with child labor trafficking and child sex trafficking.
Until
and it is enabled by the Biden administration's policies.
Yep.
Think about the sheer number here.
I mean, it's all proof, man. It's all proof. I mean, these people are on, the meat scare. See,
about it, but it's a story
the medium rare scare. They're trying to get anything they
More
can.
people are reporting that after getting bitten by a tick, they immediately develop an allergy to red meat, something that's well documented in Lone Star
don't be
ticks
eating red
called
meat.
alpha-gal syndrome. The Lone Star tick, which is
Really?
easy to spot because of the distinctive white dot on its back.
It is.
And infected ticks were extremely rare, but over the last year, cases of alpha-gal syndrome have skyrocketed. Headline after headline, all asking the same question: how could a tick?
If you have an issue with this, let me just suggest, if you have a co-op or a tractor supply company around you, go there. They have a look here. Oh, my camera's off. Sorry. They have a bag of white powder stuff. You put your gloves on, open the bag up, sprinkle this stuff all in your yard, and it takes the ticks away. I'll tell you the best defense against ticks and fleas, though. First of all, if you ain't got no animals, you're already 80% good. The biggest issue with people having ticks and fleas is they don't mow their grass. If you keep your yard cut, I keep my yards cut. Yes, I've got woods and stuff, but that's beside the point. I keep my grass cut. I keep the tea and flick powder in my yard at all time. Now, it's been raining for days and days. So when it quits raining, I will go buy more and I will sprinkle it all in my yard. It keeps all the ticks and fleas away. We got a couple of barn cats. But we also flea and tick those. We put medicine on those cats too. So, but the thing is, when you're out in the mountains or the country like I am, keep your yard cut low. You have to cut your grass low, because if they don't have anything to live on and hang on to, you won't have them in your yard. That's truth right there. Trust me, I know. I don't have ticks and fleas in my yard because I keep it cut and I keep, stuff in it. I spray around my buildings, my barn, my houses for, indoor, outdoor, spiders, bugs. The cats keep all the field rats, mice away. I haven't had a chipmunk or a mouse or anything in my yard in over 5 or 6 years because I've got two outdoor cats, and they take them completely. They kill every one of them. They eat them. They even eat groundhogs the groundhogs. I don't even have moles. I mean, they won't eat the moles. They kill them, but they won't eat. I've never seen them eat a mole. They bring them up. They're little baby moles. I don't have any molehills in my yard or anything like that. The two outdoor cats take care of everything. I'm telling you, man, people don't understand the benefit to an outdoor cat. There's a lot of benefit to an outdoor cat. But yeah, he's right, man. This tick stuff is serious. Like, this shit will harm you.
Suddenly be impacting so many people.
And the bad thing up in the country is I know there's several people in my town that have Lyme disease from ticks, and it's bad. Like they're bad off,
Just living in rural America.
Yeah,
who spend a lot of time in
rural
the
areas,
woods
like
or
where
on
I'm
farm,
at in the country.
But in suburban America as well, and right on cue. The left want to blame the entire thing on climate change. The world is warming, they say. And if you bring up this topic,
of course,
you are immediately
climate
labeled
change is
a
doing it.
conspiracy theorist, but I do not care. We think there is more to this story. Enter Dr. Matthew Lau at the World Economic Forum.
Climate change is causing everything.
Too much meat, right? And if they were to cut down on their consumption of meat, then they
really
would,
stop eating meat.
Help the planet. There's this thing called the
it'll help the planet if you stop eating meat.
You will become allergic to meat. I can sort of describe.
These people are ridiculous. That's something that we can do through. Did he really just say stop eating meat, cut down on your meat? It will help the planet. These wackos, man. And it ain't about being a left or right, a Republican or Democrat. It's about just being stupid and common sense to me. This has nothing to do with the left or right issue or Democrat or Republican. This has to be this has to do with common sense and stupidity. There's just stupid people in this world.
Human engineering.
I don't care how many degrees you got, how many books you read in a dark room. You're dumb.
It can kind of
You're dumb.
possibly address really big world problems through human engineering.
Oh, well, isn't that interesting? And
What
then you
a
start to connect the dots
fruitcake.
even more. You realize that Bill Gates and the Gates Foundation spent millions of dollars funding genetically engineered
Yeah.
ticks. He even tried to develop a tick vaccine.
Yeah.
Gates is also a major investor in
This fool should be in prison for the rest of his remaining life. This guy is one of the most corrupt billionaires there is, in my opinion. Now, that's not facts. I'm just speaking hypothetically, so he don't want to come after me. This guy's a joke, in my opinion. He lied about he pushed the C-19 vaccines to make billions of dollars. I know all you're going to say, oh no, he was doing research for the good. Just like that lady interviewed him and said, what makes you an expert? Well, I read a lot of books, he said. That don't make you an expert in medicine and vaccines. That makes you a fool that you think because you got money, but he does. He's got money. He's entitled to do things that we cannot do.
grown meat. And suddenly we've got 450,000 Americans living with a rare tick-borne illness that makes people allergic to meat, and the left want us to think.
Yeah, because the hookah or the hookah virus or whatever on that ship, that didn't take off like they wanted it to. It didn't panic everybody. Like everybody was like, saying F you to that. Like, we're not buying that shit anymore. And then they're saying there's some kind of Ebola outbreak or something of that. And now they're saying a tick outbreak and stuff. They're trying every way in the world to come right back at the American people to make us comply and bow down. I think that ship has sailed. I don't think that shit's going to work. I really don't.
This is all just a coincidence.
I think the
Josh
American
Draper
people
is a
have
North
woken
Carolina
up
cattle
to the
rancher
stupidity.
whose life has been changed permanently.
So, I mean,
by
truthfully,
Alpha-Gal syndrome. Josh, it's good to have you. Can you take
you
us
can
through
get
what
you can
happened
get
to
this
you
sickness.
and what
The tick stuff is real. Let's see. Ilhan Omar in April. Please investigate all you want. Okay, she did ask nicely. Let's see what. Well, she's not. Let's see what she's saying.
Yeah. No, I mean, and I
She says she's been here since she was 6 years old. She still can't speak English good.
please investigate.
Right?
Like,
She's
to
trying
me,
to
I'm
speak her
not,
Somalian
I'm
language.
not, like, I'm above the law, and how dare you, like,
Well, they are
I
investigating.
understand politics.
No, you don't.
I understand what these people
You understand
have
corruption.
to do in order to, like, feed their base. Yeah.
You're ridiculous. Welcome to Starbase. This lady is a nut job. Did y'all hear this? Now, I have to refute this because I lived in Georgia at one time, 20-something years ago. I got a brother and his wife, and their kid lives in Georgia. I got a daughter and a granddaughter and her husband. I got a daughter and her husband that live in Georgia, and my granddaughter. This is not what the water looks like in Georgia, guys. This is just buffoon shit right here. This is silly shit. You're going to hear her say this. This is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard.
This is the current drinking water.
This is the current drinking water in Georgia.
This is the current drinking water in Morgan County, Georgia. Right after a data center was constructed, the metadata center was constructed. The only difference between the clean water and this was that data center. I have another one.
Everybody knows when a pipe busts, you're just not intelligent enough, AOC. Everybody knows when a pipe busts or the water company works on a water line or something, you run your water for a few minutes, and sometimes, yes, it is a little brown or dirty because they've been working on it, or a pipe busted and the dirt gets in the water. They have to filter it out. Sometimes it takes a few seconds when you run your water. If you ever run your water and you live in the country, like she's talking about in Georgia and places, yes, sometimes when something happens and they have to dig in the ground and do work and connect to water lines, every once in a while, you will get dirt in the water. But here's the thing. All you got to do is turn your sink on, let it run for about 10, 15 seconds. It runs it out. You're good. This lady wants to take advantage of something like that happening and say, this is what they're drinking. Enjoy. She's holding up water like that's from like some third world country, you know. Oh, they don't even have wells. They don't even have water system. This is what they're drinking out of, a mud puddle. This lady's a nut job.
So this wasn't just one well. These
See,
were
a well.
one family's.
Okay, so if it's a well,
This is
then
what the drinking water.
no, if it's a well, then the people digging that well and see that water, they will know it's either filter. They can either filter it and clean it, or they won't use that well. They will close it off. I live in the country. I have 2 wells on my property. Trust me, I know this shit. I have a pump that filters and pulls the water out of the well. I've got a pump house. These people are dumb. They don't know nothing about the South or the country. It's funny how these people actually believe that this shit, you know, oh, this is what they're drinking and, you know, this is what's coming out of their wells. If it's coming out of their wells and they can't clean and filter it, they close it back up. They'll dig somewhere else. I know. I have 2 wells. My water doesn't look like that. I'm not in Georgia, but trust me,
Now looks like next to that data center.
this lady's a
And
nut
I
job.
think both of us can agree
Next
that
to the data center.
neither one of these things are drinkable. These families now have to ship in a rural area, have to ship water to their house in order to cook and bathe themselves.
Well, good.
Now, I'm curious if the EPA plans any investigations on how data centers are
Well-
affecting water quality and availability. I understand what you said about the rule, but are there going to be any open investigations on this issue?
So as soon as I get back to the office, I will be looking into exactly what you've just talked about, because anywhere, whatever type of construction it is a priority to ensure that water quality standards established by EPA are being met. And so we'll be looking into that certainly.
Thank you. I sincerely appreciate that because I think this is of utmost importance and we're seeing this happening across the country. I'd also like to ask about the administration's push to build more data centers by fast tracking construction. Because the administration's been issuing executive orders to fast track data center construction when we know that water quality is encountering major issues. Are there any mandates for data centers to do water quality testing prior to construction?
Of like coming from a public water supply, drinking water supply sampling?
Wells, yeah.
I'm not aware of anything like that. However, it doesn't mean I'm just not aware of it. Might exist,
Yes,
but I'm
of
not.
course. You know, I think it's important that, you know, you as an agency official, we have to make sure we're doing these investigations. And then us on a congressional level, I'd like to note that I think it's of utmost importance that we also launch congressional investigations into this matter as well, so that we can partner with the EPA and ensure that the drinking water for this country continues to be safe and accessible for the American people. So thank you, Administrator. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Look at her. She's like, hi, I got a gotcha moment. No, you didn't. You're one of the dumbest idiots there ever is. Yeah, this is America, baby. This was America right here. This was America. Can't play it because it's got music. This is an awesome commercial right here. Coca-Cola, though, you know, it is what it is. Nothing says graduation like counting stacks of 20s outside a rental in a rhinestone blazer. This is what a lot of people say is wrong with the community, their community. Y'all know that boy ain't got no damn money like that. And look at the houses they're in. They all go to the extreme to rent a car for an hour or for 30 minutes.
2-second question. President Trump today said he doesn't know if he's going to attend his son's wedding, just given everything going on in the world.
Worst parent in the world.
Well, yeah, given the state of the
Worst parents
world,
in the
and given
world?
his
Really?
position, maybe as a father, do you think he
also
should?
said his
Who
son
cares?
is somebody he's known for a while.
So what do you
was ridiculous.
do? You think he should stay or he should go to the wedding?
I mean, I would think any parent would want to be
But
there.
if he's the
for
president,
their
yeah,
child.
it's easy for these people to say that, right? Like it's easy for them to say, "Oh, I think they should be at their kid's wedding." But when you're the president and you got a obligation overseas or somewhere, and meetings, and meeting with other countries, son, how old's the son getting married? Is it Don Jr.? How many times has he been married? Come on, man. Like, do you really need to be there? It ain't like Barron Trump's getting married. So Don Jr.'s getting married, or, you know, how many, what is this, his second, third? Like, does Trump really, Trump is the president. He's got obligations to this country and to the American people, and he has meetings. Does he really have to show up to his son's like third wedding, second, third wedding? Come on, man. Y'all people have, this is exactly why I don't like TMZ that much, because they have no common sense. They don't ask real questions about the fraud or what she's doing, like what she's trying to change. She's never had anything to actually pass through any, you know, any of that legislation that she tries. She's never wrote any bill that's ever passed or anything. AOC, no one's ever passed anything that they've ever wrote out. Trust me, they write out all kinds of shit. I don't even know why these people keep voting these people in. They can't get nothing passed. They can't get any of their ideas. Just like Bernie Sanders, 30 fucking years. Look at him, still trying to tax the rich, still trying to write the same bill he did 30 years ago. If you don't believe me, go look at it. Go look it up. He's still talking about the same stuff 30 years ago, the same speeches he gives, the same bills he's tried to pass and all that, taxing these billionaires, and it's never passed. Why is people voted him in for 30 years? He's never done nothing for his people. The people he represents, he's not done shit. Neither has she, neither has AOC, neither have certain Republicans either. They've not done shit. They're up there. They put their hands in our pockets first before and fill their pockets up before, you know, and who knows? I would say before they even worry about us, but in my opinion, none of them worry about us really. There's not really one I could say that truly cares about the American, really their people. Like, why? Why are you spending all the time in Washington? Seriously, why are you in Washington constantly? Why do you have an apartment in Washington? You know, they were only supposed to go there, I think, 1 or 2 times a year, and that was to like vote on the War Act or some, if there was, you know, things like that. They supposed to live and operate in their state. They supposed to represent the people that put them in office in their state. They were only supposed to go to Washington like maybe 3 times a year, if that. No, these fuckers live there. These fuckers have condos and houses and apartments in Washington because they're taking so much money. They're making so much money and doing so much shit. They can't leave Washington. It's like, why are you not in your state? You represent a state. You don't represent Washington. You represent your state. Go to your state and live. I think they fucking are. I think there need to be term limits. I don't think they should even be making, I think they should be making minimum wage or whatever their state's minimum wage is. I think that's what they should be making. They're not that important. They shouldn't be making $175,000 a year. For what? To piss on each other's legs back and forth? To argue, never get anything passed, never help the American people? I believe they should make whatever their state's minimum wage is. That's what they should make. Now, if they're a lawyer, they own businesses, let them make their money off of whatever they do in their state or whatever their degree or whatever. If they want to go practice law and still be, you know, a Congress lady or a House senator or whatever, or a senator or a representative, cool. But you should only be making minimum wage of your state. You're not special. You don't need extra money just because you represent somebody. I don't believe that. That's just my belief. I don't believe you should. I don't believe people should make that kind of money just to be a representative.
Important day, and getting married is a pretty.
Now, you may not like that answer, but
even if there's a lot of other stuff going on, like a war and things like that.
Well, he finds time to golf when there are important things that are happening, or walk around talking about the ballroom.
Yeah, I know she married her brother to get in the U.S. I agree 100%.
And cared about being a family man. He would try to make time to go to his.
Oh, okay. Yes. So they're going to criticize him for not going to what Don Jr.'s like second, third wedding. The man is a president. He has more shit to do than worry about going to his son's wedding. That's like fucking the third time or second time, you know, like seriously, like he's got meetings overseas. He's got all this stuff to do. And they're asking, oh, do you think it's bad if he doesn't go to his son's wedding? If you want to find fraud, all you have to do is look at, dude, come on, Tommy, don't come in being all crazy. I respect your opinion. You can say it. Just don't be disrespectful or crazy in my chat, please. But I understand that you guys don't like Trump. You guys got Trump derangement syndrome. Man, how's it fraud when you own companies and you own real estate and you invest? If you had money like that, you would do the same thing. You would invest in companies or in Bitcoin or whatever it is. You would invest and make money as well. Plain and simple. There's fraud everywhere, buddy. There's fraud everywhere. From DH, but you can't just say, oh, it's just Trump and it's just Trump's administration. It's all of them. It's every one of them, man. Yeah, but exactly. Her people are the ones getting exposed for the fraud, and there's actually, like I said, that lady just got sentenced to 41 years in prison for being the ringleader. And it's her people, her associations, her people that she wheels and deals with. She's around that's being exposed. Yeah. So stop spewing my lies. Okay. I'm just showing you what other people are saying. That's funny. My lies. Oh, you people. It's funny. I love you. I love my chat. My chat sounds like a bunch of opinionated people. Really? Really? Bye-bye. I like Trump. I think he's the greatest president in my life. He is. He sure is. I'm 45 years old. Trust me, I've been around for a few presidents. He is the greatest president of my life so far. He truly is. And look at this buffoon. This guy's even a bigger quack.
For Renee Nicole Good, who
This is
murdered,
Renee
the Vice
Nicole
President
Good.
lying about what's happening. We have a
Dude, you're a
we're
joke.
in the middle
I'll
of
never
a
watch another movie
war
you're
with
in.
Venezuela
I don't watch a
that
lot of
we've
movies
illegally
anyways. So
invaded. He's telling the world that international law doesn't matter to him. The only thing that matters to him is his own morality. But the guy is a convicted felon.
no,
a
he didn't say
convicted
none of that.
rapist.
You're
He's a
you're an idiot,
pedophile.
dude.
He's the worst human
Easy
being.
to
So
say when
if
you're
we're
sitting
relying
there,
on this guy's morality,
worth
for the
$100 million
most
or
powerful country in the world, then we're all in a lot of trouble.
oh, we're in a lot of trouble. Yeah, you're really in trouble,
people in the
buddy.
United States
You live
who are
a
terrorized and scared.
elite life. You're the elite, and you're really in trouble.
A resurfaced rant. What does that mean, resurfaced? It's
It was a while
It was
ago,
a
but
while
it's going
ago.
viral right now.
Oh, I see.
Came back.
Who cares? See, so I don't even know if I care about it, but I'll read it for y'all because we should have done it.
Well,
when we did it, but a resurfaced.
Kevin O'Leary's buying a lot of land up. He's fixing to try.
Is that the little bug that you drive? The herpy?
Oh my God.
No, yeah, right.
Be as big as like 12,000
It's a
Walmart,
resurfaced
super Walmart
rant from
sizes.
Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary.
Yeah, he's
Well,
he's fixing to own all of our data, dude.
and it's not going over well. Check it out.
He's fixing to own all of our data.
$15 on a sandwich. What are you, an idiot? It costs you 99 cents to make a sandwich at home and bring it with you.
Yep.
So what if you bring it with you?
I
Bring your own
agree.
Water if you have.
Make
to.
your
Bring your own
sandwich at
drink,
home.
Bring your own coffee mug. You start to add that up every day.
Yeah,
it's a
you're
ton of
spending
money.
12, 15
Most
bucks on
people,
food
particularly
every
working in
day
metropolitan
or
cities
more.
that are just starting out on their
Eating
job,
out.
making their first 60,000, piss away about 15,000 a year on
Yep.
stupid stuff. And
On
that's what they
food
should
and
start
drinks.
doing.
I
But
don't
when
know
you're
what
a
kind of stupid
millionaire or
stuff you're
billionaire,
talking about,
you don't
but,
see it.
maybe
It
people
doesn't
what's wrong with
affect
people
your
liking their
pocket.
stuff? They know what they make.
Yeah.
They know how to
And
budget
first
their
of all,
budget.
it doesn't cost 99 cents to make lunch. It costs
No, it
like
costs
$10
more than
to
that.
buy eggs. So that's
Eggs are
he's
not
so out of touch
$10.
because let's face it, he sold in
She's ridiculous.
1999. He sold his software product to Mattel for $4.2 billion.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear him telling me about the cost of living or the price of anything.
Well, I don't want to hear you guys tell me about the cost of living either.
You will become a
Because you guys are like 30 million. You're worth 30 million.
Okay,
So,
he's not totally wrong on its face if you just listen to the words. When I was making like $35,000 a year working on Capitol Hill, I always packed lunch. I always brought my coffee or my water.
I did
That was
as
just
a
what
roofer of
Okay.
16
Yeah,
years.
but
I
to
took
say
my
that
lunch
that's
every
the
day.
reason young people aren't getting ahead is so foolish. And it
nonsense.
There was
ignores
no
the
way I was
macroeconomic
spending crazy
headwinds that
money
they're
on
facing
food.
Right
food
now, your
trucks and
dollar, a
shit.
dollar went 3 times further in 1980 than it
Well,
does
of course
today.
it does.
The
Of
cost
course, that's
tuition
just the
for a
way
state
life
school was paid for
advances, the
roughly
economy,
$800 in
everything goes.
1980. Now it's between $10,000 and $25,000.
Correct.
You have rising healthcare costs, childcare costs. Oh, well, wages are stagnant.
And-
That's
and
why
he's
young
not
people
even-
can't get ahead, not to $15
and is
sandwiches.
he paying
Take a
his
peanut
tax?
butter and jelly sandwich, take a bologna sandwich, take a potted meat sandwich, take a ham sandwich,
He's paying his fair share. of
apple.
taxes. None of them do. That's part of the problem.
It's
ridiculous.
It comes off as tone deaf because, again, like what you said, Alyssa, I
They-
remember the days where
they
I packed
complain
lunches and did
because-
those things because I was making so little.
Sounds like they're complaining because they get tax breaks that they're not getting. But what they don't understand is these millionaires sitting around this table here, they're getting tax breaks that we don't get. You understand? So they keep trying to project it off on like these rich people, you know, they are the rich. They're still getting tax breaks that we don't get. It ain't just the billionaires, it's the millionaires too. And I'm talking about multi-millionaires, 30 million, 100 million. Some of these people like Whoopi and them, they're worth big multi-millions.
Little in New York City, it didn't change my.
Now, they might
wealth
not be
on-
worth 600, 800 million, but they're worth, you know, they're worth millions.
big numbers, but it was for my frugal self. It did save, but it's without addressing all those massive problems they're up against. it's
I
just
agree. They
very,
don't.
like,
These are some soft ass
dismissive.
people.
It's flippant.
Shit, I work 12, 16-hour days on top of a roof, 120, 130 degrees, if not more.
They know they can't afford the $15 latte. They're going to get the $4 latte.
I wouldn't
They're gonna
buy a
budget for
fucking.
people budget for
I
what
wouldn't
they
buy
want, but you
a
know,
$3
you have to
coffee.
treat yourself
More or less
well,
a $15 coffee.
regardless
I
of
don't
what
drink
you're
that
making.
shit.
You make $10. You take
My
$4
daughters love those coffees and different things. I don't though. I don't care for nothing for
I
them.
want to see how you interpret this. He says he has a secret plan to break the glass. Rob, if you want to play this clip for the audience to see.
I don't drink those.
And I don't know if he's talking about you. I don't know if he's talking about,
drink water,
whatever, because.
I'll tell you what I drink. We order like 6 cases of 6 42 packs of water from Sam's every month. So we have 6 big 42 packs of water every month from Sam's. I drink water every day. I drink, that's all I have is water sitting here. Water. And I drink cranberry juice or cranberry grape. That's it. That's all I drink. And I don't drink that a lot. Like the cranberry grape, I'll drink maybe 2 cups, 3 cups a week, you know, but I drink water. Water.
Look, a candidate running Republican, that
Yeah, there's
smile
some
that he
weak men out
has,
there, man.
he looks like he's up to something. Go ahead, Rob.
But you've spoken about accountability.
These
Do you think
men don't
Democrats will
know
hold you accountable for
how to
standing
work
by this
in their
principle
shit.
of neutrality by
There you
withholding your
go.
endorsement in this non-positive
Reds and black
scenario?
coffee.
Yeah, look, my focus has been making sure that
I'll go
doesn't
for
happen. And
25
I've
years.
exercised, not just a focus,
I was a
but I've
roofer for
exercised
16
through some
years.
action
Then I went into
efforts
heating
to
and cooling for 6 years. Retired.
Encourage that doesn't happen by making my case, and will continue to make my case. I do not see that scenario taking place.
Yeah, Mark.
I've said this before,
very
so I'll
much so.
repeat it. I don't anticipate this need to be the case, but
He's-
there
he's
is a
got it
break
bad.
the glass scenario, and there's many people that have a deep understanding of what it would look like if Democrats
glass.
were locked out, and we're gonna.
He's
do
an
everything to make
idiot,
sure that
man.
doesn't
You guys
happen.
don't understand how big of an idiot he is.
I think what he means is that
break the glass.
Because remember, it's all about him. It's only about him.
Yeah.
It's only about his
It's always
presidential
about
ambitions.
him
The only thing he
and
cares
his-
about. I think what he wants is 2 Democrats in the top 2.
Yeah.
Because if I'm in the top 2, he knows that the rest of this campaign, a big part of it will be a prosecution of his record.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole argument.
Going into election.
So
doesn't
he's,
want that.
all this stuff
Because he-
that we're talking
he-
about
he don't
will
have
be
a
even
record.
louder volume.
All
Because I
bad.
will be there saying, we can't go on like this. This is insane. We are done with this. We cannot have another 4 years of this. Whereas if it's 2 Democrats, none of that, his
Can't
record won't be an issue.
have
It'll
another
be,
4 years
You know,
of
are we
him.
going to have single payer healthcare? Are we going to tax? How much are we going to tax the rich, etc. The other point is,
Always
this. If I'm in the top 2, if there's a Republican in the top 2,
Do you
then there's a
understand
chance,
what these
of course,
people's
that I'll
only?
win. I believe I can.
You don't get this every 4 years or every 8 year, new president or new politicians in your state. Do you not understand? It's always the same talking point, running on the same talking points. If you can't wake up to this, I feel sorry for you. Tax the rich, lower wages, medicine, they always go to healthcare, or they go to, the elderly, Social Security. There's like tax the rich, lower wages, which they never do. They never tax the rich. Lower Medicaid or Medicare, whatever your insurance, they never do that. Social Security, they never do that. It's always lower medication prices. It's like 3 or 4 same topics every time. Every time it's election season, it doesn't matter if it's the president or if you're local, senators or, House representatives or your mayor, your, governor, whatever. It's the same fucking talking point. Lower taxes, lower land taxes in your state. It's guys, wake up. And they never change. It doesn't matter who says they're going to do this or do that. It doesn't change. Even if you live in a red state like I do, we have lower taxes, of course, but they never lower it really to what we want. It never really gets lowered. It's just still sitting there at that point. We're just cheaper than other states. We just have lower taxes than other states. Just because we have lower taxes than like California doesn't mean our taxes are getting lowered still. They're still not lowering our taxes just because we're lower than another state. Come on, guys, catch on. It's all a scheme.
When we haven't really talked about my path to victory, but I can see it because, and it starts with the
founding
fact that you now have
fathers,
a clear majority of Californians think it's time for change.
Again, well, this
Who think the
wasn't
state's
what
on
they
the wrong track
had
as the
in
starting
mind.
point. And then if you look at the numbers of votes that you need, even President Trump in California, without campaigning there in 2024, got more votes in California than I would need to win in the midterm year. And there's other things.
Exactly.
We've got voter
Trump
ID on
had
the ballot
more votes in
November
California.
That's going to bring out a lot of Republican voters and so on. So I can see a path to victory.
People
and that's
don't get
Newsom's
that.
worst nightmare. Imagine if this is the scenario in early 2027, just as he's launching his presidential campaign, you've got a Republican taking over as governor. He's just lost California to Republicans. That is it. And as I'm cleaning up the mess that he's left behind, I will be exposing what he's done in the process of cleaning it up, which will be a disaster for his presidential campaign. So he wants to avoid that at all costs. What he wants is stare Becerra. So I think what's going on here is that he is raising the specter of 2 Republicans in order to continue to give Republicans hope that can happen.
Yep.
In other words, encouraging Republicans to try and get to Republican voters to try and get 2 Republicans in the top 2 by continuing to vote for Chad Bianco. I think that's what's going on here.
So okay, got it. So the more Bianco goes up, you go down, then the top 2 will become Democrats.
Exactly.
That's their strategy.
Yes. Because he's desperate to see 2 Democrats.
What do you know about Steyer? Because he also came out of nowhere.
What I know
Billionaire Steyer,
the billionaire climate. Here's a couple of
Yeah.
things. First of all, we talk about costs and he keeps going on about affordability.
Yeah.
Most of the climate stuff that I'm talking about that's given us these insane gas prices, electric bills and so on, housing costs, it goes back to a piece of legislation passed in 2006, AB 32, the Global Warming Solutions Act. A lot of this framework was set up then, the cap and trade system, all of this. In 2010, 4 years after it was passed, there was a ballot initiative to overturn it. And the main funder of that ballot initiative, the opposition to it, was Tom Steyer. So we could have avoided all this pain and cost, but it was Tom Steyer who defeated that initiative. So he's honestly, there's a way you could put it, which is he is personally responsible for this insane level of cost of everything in California. The other thing we know about him is how obsessed he is with trying to get elected to something. In this campaign for governor, the numbers are published all the time. Here's the latest. Here's how much he spent. $193 million.
In this?
Yes, since like when he entered the race. I don't know, November.
Stop. In this?
Yes,
$193 million. But then they gave him like 20 million or 40, something like that to fix homeless and do all this. And where did it go? Newsom was going to build these little tiny sheds, houses for the homeless. They were going to have, they're still like 2 years later, 3 years later, still haven't had a single one built. Not a one. Where did that 20 billion go? Or 20 billion, 20 million, don't matter if it's millions or billions. He doesn't give a shit about California. He cares about, he's got his own companies. He has his own restaurants. Y'all know that, right? Like he's making money. Like, but he wants to be that popularity kid in school. You know what I mean? In high school, he wants everybody to know his name, recognize him. He wants to be the jock, the shock jock, whatever you want to call it. He wants to be the head, classman. He wants everybody to see who he is.
93 million. That's his latest filing.
193 million.
Okay, 192.4.
Oh my God. Wow.
So far.
Oh
we
my
haven't even got
goodness.
Billionaire. This is billionaire Tom Stiller. Yeah. Recently announced. Yep. $192.4 million into his self-funded 2026 California campaign, shattering the state's historical self-funding records. At least he's self-funding it. You know what I mean? He's a billionaire like Trump. At least, you know, like, what did Kamala Harris end up spending? $1.5 billion on her campaign for president. Still went $20 million in debt. Trump only spent $300 and something million on his campaign and still won by a landslide. Got all the popular votes, all the 7 swing states, all that shit. Trump only spent $300 and something million, and Kamala spent $1.5 billion and then went $20 million in debt. That's funny. And this guy, he's got the money, obviously, to do it. This is not to be confused with the roughly $342 million to $345 million he personally burned through during his unsuccessful 2020 Democrat presidential primary bid. See, he burnt through $342 to $345 million trying to bid for president. Man, can you imagine having $342 million to burn through? Here, fuck it. If I lose it, I lose it. You know, it ain't no big deal. That's insane. To me, I you know, you don't get rich by giving money away. You don't stay rich by giving money away.
Primary.
And I mean, listen, fire your marketing team.
Yeah.
$192 million. Spencer Pratt could have done it for $300,000.
Incredible.
Yeah, exactly. Spencer Pratt's doing it for how much? What did he say? $100,000. What did he just say? Spencer Pratt's doing it.
You haven't even got to the primary.
And I mean, listen, fire your marketing team. $192 million. Spencer Pratt could have done it for you for $300,000.
Incredible.
Yeah, for $300,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
$192 million. And where's he at on the polls? Is he third?
Yeah,
he's three.
Could have done it with AI videos and all that. He could have did your ad campaigns, everything. A lot cheaper than 190 something million.
Look at that.
When you're a billionaire, do you guys understand what a billionaire is? They have a lot, you know, they're not just saying, oh, he has 1 billion. This man probably has multiple billion. You know, he's probably a multi-billionaire. 100 million, 200 million, just like he wasted in 2020, 345 million. Man, that's like, probably a $20 bill in his pocket, truthfully. That would be like me, you know, like $100 bill in my pocket. That would be, you know, that's nothing to him. $100 bill to me, that's nothing to me. You know,
they're mostly like this one that you've just seen there.
Got it.
So
he's three. And Bianco.
So yeah, the poster, the sponsor, California Democrat Party, Hilton +1. Yep. 22% Hilton, 21% America. Yep, 15%. Yep, 10%. Okay, Porter. Damn. 1,200. Okay, likely voters. This poll was conducted for a client. Yep, poll added May the 19th.
What was that 10 for this one?
Yeah.
Man, Villagrosa, what a disappointment. 1%. Like literally nobody wants him.
Yeah,
nobody. At one point, he was so famous, popular.
Yeah, I like it, by the way. I like
What do you like about him?
I just like it. I get on with it, most
1%.
people. But there's something I like Antonio.
Wow.
He's I think his heart's in the right place. He's definitely challenged the Democrat orthodoxy in a lot of issues. He challenged the teaching.
Well, they say that, right? They say I'm not a woke Democrat. I'm a middle. I'm independent, or I'm this. But they do like the Virginia lady. I'm moderate. You know, I'm moderate. But then they get in there, and then the first thing they do in 6 hours is start trying to write bills to take your gun rights like she did in Virginia and all this shit. No, she's not moderate. She's actually far left, and she just lied and said she was moderate to get in there. Now, I ain't really checked this guy out a lot because I'm not in California. I could care less about California. People vote, you know, the politicians. It's not that I don't care about the people. I care about the people. I think every one of them should get up and leave the fucking California in the dust. What I'm saying is, I don't care about the people trying to run for politicians because I don't like politicians. To me, they're dirty and they're liars, they're thieves. They scheme to get where they want to be. They pay people off. They get rich. They burn people. Here's the thing, though. 73 years old, buddy. You ain't got it by now, Antonio. You're probably not going to get it. Only 1% is other. And it's funny, like I said, they always claim to be moderate or in the center, in the middle, but then they get in and then, you know, they go to the extreme woke.
Education. He's actually the only one who's really called out the climate stuff. He's talked about opening up oil production.
Why is he doing so bad?
And that's why he won't ever get in. That's why. If he's called it out publicly, that's why he won't get in. It ain't about the people voting him in. It's about the other politicians are not allowing him. There's a system there with the bureaucrats and all that. You guys need to understand, just like Washington. If someone goes against the thread, just like Trump got in because the American people actually put him in. Everybody had enough. But the bureaucrats and the people that get favors and do this shit and run Washington, just like this California, he went against the woke politicians that's already in office. You understand? He spoke out against the ones, because the Democrats are in office in California. A lot of them are Democrat, you know, woke. And trust me, they have Hollywood behind them. They have the rich people behind them. They have the people that donate to them behind them. There's a system of people that's not going to allow him in there. Now, would he have had a better chance if he didn't speak out against, you know, the climate and all this? Probably. He probably wouldn't be in the 1%. He might be up there in the 10, 15%. That's just my opinion. I think there's a lot of factors that go into it when you start running for office. They're going to scan everything you've ever said, every video you've ever posted, anything that you've done in your life. That one thing that they can hold against you, they're going to find it. Then they're going to show it to their rich, you know, donors and all that. And all their people that actually control the politicians. It don't matter if you're on the left or right, blue or red, it's the same.
It's interesting because, you know, you'd think he's run, you know, he's two-time mayor.
Yeah, he's a heavyweight.
I don't know. I truly don't know. I like him.
All right. Sounds good. I think there was some strategy endorsement there for Villagrosa. You're liking it. We'll see what happens there. But final thoughts here for Californians.
What are we doing here? Holy crap. Over 200 police officers in riot shields had to lock down an entire New Jersey beach town because hundreds of out-of-town teens began beating each other in the streets, jumping on cars and stealing them. Seriously, look at that. That's wild, man. Out-of-town teens. How do you take your kids on vacation? Look at them. How do you take your kids on vacation and let them loose like that? Yeah, that security's chasing him, and he almost got him. He ran out of his shoe, though. He ran right out of his damn shoe. That's crazy. I tell you what, though, man. Thank God my kids don't act like that. Thank God I raised my kids better than that. Nicki Minaj, what's she saying? Oh, music. Even did a little video for the... That's a blue jean jacket, all right. Hey, you there, boy.
We're all going to die.
This is funny. You guys ever watch Damon? You guys ever watch my shorts?
The Trump vodka, the Trump University, the Trump Hotel.
This is funny
and
right here.
my favorite, the casinos that all went.
Damon always kills it with his edits. He kills it with his edits. Damon's good at this stuff, guys.
Bankrupt.
He is a failed businessman.
A failed businessman, really? No, he knew how to maneuver through the bankruptcy to keep his money and keep his other businesses. Trump's actually smart. You guys can laugh. You guys think he ain't. He is. He knows what he's doing when it comes to business.
Let's quickly address this whole.
Now, this is what I like about Damon. Yes, he edits himself in there, but here's the thing. He speaks common sense and pushes back what these other people should be. Some of these other people should be saying the truth. No, this is why, but they never have this is why Damon does it. It's because no one ever comes on that show and pushes back and says why and tells the facts. You understand? Like they just get away with just spewing whatever. Well, Trump sued them once or twice. They've had to redirect, one or two things, but redact one or two statements and stuff in the past. But 90% of the time they get away with a lot of shit. But what I like about Damon is he actually is not just there to troll and to make fun. He actually speaks, he comes back with facts like this, like what she's saying. Oh, Trump, look at her face. Like I said, every day, this face right here, so miserable, man. That has to be a lonely life. That I don't care if she's married or not, got kids. That is lonely, sad, tedious.
Put his name on the Trump shuttle, the Trump
That is
vodka, the Trump
disgusting.
University, the Trump hotel, and my favorite, the casinos that all went bankrupt.
He is a failed businessman.
Well, let's quickly address this whole Trump is a bad businessman because
I
a
agree
few
to
of
a
his
point.
businesses went bankrupt. Look, Trump has been involved in creating or running well over 500 business entities. across
Exactly.
Real estate, hotels, golf courses, and branding.
He owns golf courses around the world, many of them. He owns real estate around the world.
So if you do the math,
I'm
the
coming. Give me a
ratio
minute.
of his successes massively outweighs the bankruptcy.
Exactly.
And
It does.
talking about those bankruptcies, successful businessmen routinely use Chapter 11 bankruptcy as a strategic tool to restructure debt, renegotiate, or modify operations. It is a leverage, not a failure. So only people who are either clueless about how real business actually works, or those who are consumed by pure hatred for Trump would still look at that record.
Yep.
and
No,
call
I
it a
can't
failure.
get hit with that. I'm showing it too much.
Took issue with that
It's the
comment
truth.
from Bezos, I should tell you. Tom Steyer, who is running for
Dude,
California
you think he
governor,
cares
called
that
it,
he's in
quote,
his
BS
pajama
and said
pants?
to invest in schools.
Really?
So which
Do you
billionaire has it
understand
right?
how many news anchors wear shorts and jogging pants and stuff, and then just wear the button-up shirt and the jacket? Every one
the
of them.
most highly taxed jurisdiction in America? Yes.
Just
Is it
about
the
every
most
one of them
poorly
are.
run city in America? Yes. Does it have every
See,
metric measured?
they're showing
It's
the
just
bottom
so
of him with him with these,
inefficient. And so,
with these
all
pajama
Bezos was
pants
saying,
and
by
house
the
shoes
way, the
on,
most
flip-flops.
successful entrepreneur, one of them in American history.
That dude's a billionaire. You
providing
think he cares what he looks? Seriously, do you really think that man cares that he's wearing his jogging pants?
New York, where those people.
I mean, come on, really?
To invest in schools. So which billionaire has it right?
You don't have to debate it at all. The facts are the facts. Is New York City the most highly taxed jurisdiction in America? Yes.
Yep.
Is it the most poorly run city in
Most
America?
highly taxed city in America, New York. Mahani, whatever, however you say his name, Zoran. He sounds like an Adam Sandler movie, don't he? Oh, Zoran Mahani.
America? Yes. Does it have every?
There's already people taking petitions. They already got over 700,000 signatures to remove him. The communities cannot stand him now that they voted him in.
metric measured? It's just so inefficient.
They know they made a
And
mistake.
so, all Bezos was saying, by the way, the most successful entrepreneur, one of them in America.
Yeah,
history,
Jeff Bezos
providing
was going
services
against him.
to everybody in America that they enjoy a better life for, Amazon.
Here's the thing about like this guy and Jeff Bezos and stuff like that. When it comes to their money, fuck being a Republican or a Democrat, because we know that they vote left. We know Bezos votes left. He's a Democrat, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to messing with their money, dude, they come to common sense, conservative. Now they may vote left, but when it comes to their money and stuff like that and their businesses, they're very conservative. Just like Stephen A. Smith, I tell you. I vote Democrat, but I'm conservative at home. I'm conservative with my money. You guys need to understand these people are. It's when you start going after their money, they will stop donating to them. They will, you know what I mean? Like they you don't play with the billionaire's money or rich man's money like that. They don't put up with that. Just like Kevin O'Leary, he said, if New York ain't good for my money and my tax money, if they're going to try to tax me more, I'll move. I'll take my business somewhere else, and that's what he's been doing.
And of course, paying billions in taxes
Yeah.
and creating millions of jobs, including in New York.
Exactly. Him, Kevin O'Leary, Jeff Bezos, they paid billions in taxes. They're taxed more than anybody. They're taxed higher than they actually fund more stuff, government stuff, food stamps. Well, their taxes fund more than America. I mean, seriously, than a lot of people understand. Their money, their taxes actually fund a lot of shit. And people just say, keep taxing them, keep tax. I mean, you're going to take all their money? Don't we have entrepreneur? We have a capitalist system. We believe in capitalism. And I do too. And that's why me and the old lady have what we have, because we're allowed to make what we want and as much as we want. If I want to go out here and sell the coat for 15 to 20K, and that's what I do, I can. And that's what I do. And yes, do I pay taxes? Yes. But and I'm sure that goes to fund some Section 8 or welfare or some condoms in Gaza or some shit that I don't enjoy, supporting. I don't care to help feed the needy that's really needy. I really don't. But don't keep trying to raise my taxes because you want it in your pocket. Let me take my tax money and give it to the people I want to give it to help the people I want to help. That's why I would say, let me take my tax money and actually give it from my hand to the people I want to give it to. Allow that. Instead of, do you know how much people would be better off? You know how many people that would have more help if they would allow that and stop taxing us and allow us to give our tax money to the people in our communities that need help? Every community would be helped. Everybody would be fine. But they can't do it because why do their bank accounts grow and the poor keep getting poor? And the middle class, I don't even think there's really a middle class anymore. I don't believe there's a middle class. I believe there's a class that's in debt up to their ass. Yeah, they may live in a suburb or a white neighborhood or they may have a nice car and this and that, but they're in debt with the bank, credit cards, and they have been. They're living paycheck to paycheck just like everybody else, and they're not middle class anymore.
It's people the highest taxed. I don't think we should really debate facts because those are facts. All he's pointing out is you can steal all this money,
government. Where do you
give
think
it all
government
to
money
New York,
comes from?
and they would just piss it
Our
away. That's what he
taxes.
was saying because it's so
It don't just
poorly
appear from the
managed,
government.
and it
Oh,
has
it's
been for
government
so
money.
long. So you could
No,
take
it comes from
everybody
the
that's been successful
taxpayers.
in America, steal all their money, put it through the meat grinder of inefficiency. That was
See,
his point.
he's speaking
And
logic, man. He's
just-
speaking sense right here.
Those are
That's
facts.
wrong how they did him, though. They double cammed him so they could embarrass him on CNN. You think I'd ever go on CNN again? I mean, seriously, he's in his pajama pants. They didn't do it to show, oh, this is him. They did this to embarrass him. But you know what? This guy's a multi-billionaire. He probably don't give a shit. And I wouldn't either. If I was a multi-billionaire, and if you ever really see multi-billionaires or really, really, really rich people, dude, they dress common. Their clothes look, a lot of them, if they're not going out somewhere special, their everyday clothes looks like it's from, the Gap or JCPenney's or the Goodwill, and that's why I buy, $5 t-shirts. But now my pants I'll spend money on my blue jeans. My Levi's, they run around 180 to $200 a pair. I don't fuck around with my boots. My boots are usually around $200 to $400 a pair. I like certain things and I'm going to spend the money on it. I don't believe in buying 10 pairs of jeans that's going to wear out quick. I prefer to buy 3 pairs or 4 that's going to last me. I like quality instead of quantity. You understand? I like a good quality product, not quantity. Now my t-shirts, I get them dirty. I'm in the barn, in and out, I can buy $5, $10 t-shirts all day long. Do I have nice shirts? Yes. But I don't wear button-up shirts. I don't wear collar shirts unless I'm playing golf. But t-shirts, man, you can order a pack of 5 or 10 t-shirts for $100 or so, and they're great.
All he's pointing out is you could steal all of his money, give it all to New York, and they would just piss it away. That was what he was saying because it's so
This is a
poorly
Walmart store.
managed, and it has been for so long.
$7.
So you could take everybody that's been successful in America, steal all their money,
I'm
put
not
it through
too
the
good
meat
to-
grinder of
in
inefficiency.
that
That
kind of
was
money.
his point, and destroy what's great in America, the American
I don't
dream.
buy my blue jeans
loved
from
what
there,
he
though.
said.
I don't
thought
buy
it was
pants from
right
nowhere
on.
but like
We should get
Levi.
more Bezoses, many more of them, and
I
put them in
gotta-
charge of running a place like New York, which is an absolute mess.
Exactly. It's a it's a mess right now. I got a pair of BKEs or BKEs. I think that's one of the cheapest pair. I think they're around $125, $130 for the jeans. Yeah.
It's a disaster.
It
And
is.
It's
It's a
measurable.
disaster.
A complete disaster. Don't miss this. I'm Kevin O'Leary. The IRS may
it
owe you
is.
money.
It's a
Certain
complete
penalties and
disaster.
interest from 2020
Y'all remember this, don't you?
Enrollment of the children.
$2,000 glasses on, but he wasn't. They wasn't. You know.
There were also checkbooks.
Turns out this guy was lying. Really?
Our check papers that were from our book.
He's got over $2,000 glasses on. The shirt's around $100. Then you got the white liberal that's going to kill that. This is what's wrong in the white liberals. The white woman, liberal woman. This is what the downfall of America will be. These white women right here, and this white dude in the background. Why is the Somalians always got such a big forehead? Like their hairline's way back. And then this white dude over here in this blue shirt on the left, he's got yellow glasses. Look at his shirt. Looks like a bunch of polka dot, like little. What a joke. What a joke.
This is devastating news.
This is devastating news that I'm a liar.
Unfortunately, we saw that there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also
someone broke in and stole all their paperwork the night before they raided their place.
Checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers.
Ain't that funny? This guy's a joke too. This guy's a big time joke.
Was in my office, and he has such a commitment.
Who?
Congressman Jacob here with TMZ. Is there any celebrity that you think should definitely run for office?
Well, Richard Gere was in my
Richard
office.
Gere.
He has such a commitment to human rights. He started out as a protester of the Vietnam War. I think he would be a wonderful voice. Jon Stewart. I mean, I'm such a fan of Jon Stewart's, and he gets that we have an unfair and broken economy. Those are two.
Do you and your colleagues ever discuss amongst yourselves like we need to get celebrities to run for Congress?
I think we just look at who has good issues. But you asked me who I think are substantive and
they act like
really,
certain celebrities don't have degrees. You know, I know a lot of the celebrities have like arts degrees and acting degrees, but there are some that actually has business degrees and law degrees and stuff like that. There really is. Go look it up. There's a lot of famous people, celebrities. You don't have to just be an actor to be a celebrity. There's a lot of celebrities out there that actually have good degrees, like Spencer Pratt. That's what he's trying to get to. Spencer Pratt actually has an associate's in psychology degree or something like that. You don't have to be a lawyer and a doctor to run for politics. You don't have to even have a college degree to run for politics. You just got to know what you're doing. You got to be smart enough to know the issues and common sense to know what's right and wrong and what's going on in your community and what's going on with these politicians that they're not fixing. It's easy. It's easy to run. Anyone can run for a position. Even a felon can run for your governor or whatever. Your sheriff, you can be a felon. You can run for sheriff. It doesn't matter.
share those values. The other, Mark Ruffalo is another.
Mark Ruffalo. They love saying Mark Ruffalo. Dude, he's got too much TDS. He cannot be a politician. That guy is completely brain mush right now, in my opinion.
Me on stopping.
There's no way he would be a good politician.
I look at people who really, beyond their celebrity, have a moral conviction and who use that platform to advance human rights.
What position would they be good for? Just quickly.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. See, they'd be good for it, but we don't know. We just want them talking to us.
Republicans committing fraud, which I'm sure there are out there.
Oh, yeah.
They should be prosecuted. Biden pardoned more people than in the history of pardons. So
Exactly. Listen, someone on CNN actually telling the truth. Biden pardoned more people than anyone in history. I don't think it was Biden. We know it was the auto pen, but who was doing the auto pen? Who was controlling the auto pen?
Well, look, I think if there's Republicans committing fraud, which I'm sure there are out there, they should be prosecuted. Well,
Yeah.
Biden pardoned more people than in the history of pardons. So
Yep.
we don't need to get into the pardon game with his auto pen.
Yeah, don't get into that shit because you'll lose.
People, so he actually holds the record.
No,
No.
Biden pardoned more than that.
No, Biden pardoned more than that.
10,000.
Yeah.
Commutations, I guess.
Biden pardoned thousands.
At least
It was like
actually holds the record for
Who?
Need to get in the pardon game with his auto pen. With his auto pen, thousands of
over
people.
1,600 people. So he
Trump holds the record, she says, because he pardoned 1,500 something of J6. She says 1,600.
actually holds the record for
No, we don't.
Biden pardoned more than that.
No,
No,
Biden-
10,000 at least.
It was like 9, 10,000.
Trump-
Oh, yeah.
Biden pardoned like 10,000 fucking people. Do you understand? He pardoned 10,000, 9 or 10 criminals.
If you count commutations, I guess, is what you're.
Okay, I'm talking about pardons. Trump pardoned.
Okay.
He's only been president the second time for 1 year.
It don't matter.
Knows who he's pardoning. Biden didn't even know who he was pardoning.
And again, if
Yeah.
I can point out, Donald Trump
Biden didn't even know who he was pardoning. That great answer, dude. Great fucking answer. Biden didn't even know who he was pardoning. Biden didn't know where he was at, though. That's the truth, guys. Do you not understand? Biden was on an airplane and thought he was on the beach. When he was on the beach, he thought he was in Delaware. When he was in Delaware, he thought he was at the White House. Why? Because he had all those classified files that he took as senator when he didn't even have permission. But he didn't even get in trouble for that, remember? Why ain't anyone held him accountable? But they want to hold Trump accountable for files and classified stuff and this and that. But Biden now, they just, you know what they said? We all heard it. Well, we don't think he could, a jury would convict him because he's a mush brain. He don't know where he's at. But you guys are okay with him running the country and having his finger on the red button. You guys, this is what it jokes me about the people up there, the politicians and the common people. It's like, really? You prefer someone like that instead of someone that's actually going to be the president? That's why they hate Trump. Trump is the first president actually to do what the president was meant to do the job that he's doing, everything he's doing, take out a threat, a country that's a threat, take out all this, do everything he's doing. And the problem is, the reason everyone has a problem with it is because they've never seen a president in their lifetime or any in history to actually do it. George Washington, Lincoln, they did. Why did they take JFK out? Because he was actually trying to get the money back, kill the gold, bring back the gold standard of the money. They couldn't have that. They wanted to just print money, make money. I'm telling you, there's a deep hole that goes there. Trump is actually the president that actually is doing what the president was meant to do. He's doing the job that the president was meant to do. They don't like it. They wanted someone in there they could control and they could make deals with and they could get their way and get their money and get their way before the American people. Well, Trump said, no, I'm going to do it my way because you can't buy me off. I've got billions of dollars. I don't need your money. I don't need your influence. I don't need your deals. And that's why they don't like him, because he doesn't bow and bend the knee to the Democrats. That's exactly why. And the bureaucrats.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, look, if there's fraud being committed by Republicans, they should be prosecuted. I don't think anyone disagrees with that.
No.
We're talking about prosecuting blue states.
We all agree. If anybody is caught committing fraud, no matter if you're left or right, blue or red, you should go to fucking prison. That's bottom line.
I mean, look, if Republicans are in the child care fraud game and the nursing home fraud game, go
Yeah.
after
That they
them.
are?
Well,
You really think that
I
it's
just heard the
likely
question.
that
If they
there's
are,
Well, there's not a mass fucking investigation on Republicans in there. You're not seeing it being broke out in news saying these people are in a mass fraud ring of child daycares. And no, you're seeing the Democrat Party. You're seeing certain politicians from the Democrat side. You're not seeing now. Like you said, are they doing it and nobody knows? I'm sure there's some sort of fraud. I'm sure there's some Republican. I'm not saying all. I could be wrong. I'm just stating my opinion on this one. I'm sure that there is some Republican that has committed fraud or committing fraud, but are they doing it in mass numbers to take hundreds of millions and billions of dollars? I think it would be seen by now. Like, there's too many people investigating all this shit now. They would be finding it. And Nick Shirley's, all the social media, media people, the investigative journalists of YouTube, Instagram, the social media journalists. I don't care what you say. You're Megyn Kelly, just because she was on news, she's still a investigative journalist. She's she hosts a podcast, but she investigates. When you're an investigative media, I've got a media channel, not this one. I do media. I do news. I can consider First Amendment allows me the free press. I have a media channel. I have another channel called Right Lane Media. Trust me, I know you're allowed to do it. You're allowed to, and anyone that actually does research on topics and people or news and stuff, not just news, but people that research, things and organizations and stuff like that. You're now truthfully, you're a journalist. You're a news media. You're press. As long as you're bringing it forward to people and showing it like I do, you can now consider yourself a press, a journalist. You don't have to have a degree. I mean, look at Nick Shirley making tons of money, and everyone says, well, he just did that because he got that viral video of Minnesota, of the daycares. No, go look at his YouTube. He already had thousands and millions of views and all this shit and subscribers and followers. The reason it just hit big on X because Elon Musk shared it out and a few big other people shared it out, politicians, and that's why it exploded on X first, and then it exploded on all the other platforms. He was already big on YouTube. Trust me, I'd followed the kid. He's went behind enemy lines. He's went in the ditch. He's been to prisons, other countries, interviewing the gangs, all this stuff. This isn't something he just did and now he's famous, and this is what made him famous. Yes, it made him a little bit more famous. It made him, more people know who Nick Shirley is, of course, because it's a viral video, got millions and millions of views. But what I'm saying is he'd been doing this for a long time before that one video. So
fraud going on.
You don't have to have a college degree to be a journalist. You don't. I can sit and say I'm a journalist because I do research and I research things and then I talk about it and just, disseminate it on my channel. So just like Megyn Kelly, just like Tucker Carlson, all of them.
Because the 23-year-old did the job of all
because of the fraud that the Biden administration prosecuted.
No, it was ongoing, massive fraud, billions of dollars.
Pretty hard to cover it up when you're also of the indictments that DOJ, the Trump DOJ is having.
Ongoing, people, come on.
If I may, Donald Trump.
So
himself.
the Biden DOJ did begin investigating. I think there's more work to continue doing. Of course there is. Of course there is. Yeah.
Donald.
See, they're so delusional with it. Oh no, Y'all remember this?
All but 8 are of Somali descent. And that has added to the spotlight being put specifically on your community. Why do you think this fraud was allowed to get so widespread?
Ain't that funny?
Well, I want to say, this also has an impact on Somalis because we are also taxpayers in Minnesota.
Wait a minute. You're taxpayers. They did a study, didn't they do a study and said that the Somalians that's been there for 10 years or more, still 78% of them are still on welfare and food stamps? So which Somalians are paying taxes other than you and a few others, your brother? Which Somalians are paying taxes? Because like 78 to 80% are still on welfare and they've been there 10 years or more. So they haven't upgraded the community. They haven't benefited that community. They come in and they drain the resources is what they've done. And that's all they do.
We also could have benefited from.
They all sit on the streets and the sidewalks like they're in Somalia. They're making it a third world country. It's disgusting. It's like New York. Guys, have y'all seen videos of New York and those people that everybody has donated and give shit to? They're on the streets selling that stuff. It's a shame. And then we supposed to just hand over, and give when they're turning around selling it on the street.
The program and the money that was stolen. And so it's been really frustrating for people to not acknowledge the fact that we're also.
How long have you been here, lady? Well, frustrating. You married your brother so he could get in? I mean, you said you've been here since you were 6, 30 years, and you still can't speak proper English?
As Minnesotans, as tax.
Come on. This is the Arch? Yeah.
From the Commission on Fine Arts.
This is the Fine Arts? Yeah.
Made by Harrison Design. It's a Washington architectural firm.
Yep.
And they show what the arch will look like from different.
This is what it's supposed to look like, guys.
Are from the Commission on Fine Arts' website. They were made by Harrison Design. It's a Washington.
Doesn't this make you wonder sometimes the conspiracy shit? Like, why do we put certain arches and certain figures and certain symbols and stuff? Like, why does certain things lead back to the ancient Egyptians and the ancient, stuff like that? That's a whole like rabbit hole, man. Conspiracy, you don't want to go down. But why do our monuments always go back to like the Greek gods and this, that, like the one in Nashville, Tennessee? You know, you got the all this stuff that's wild, and it's like, was some of this part of this world over the United States at one time? I know, like they say the Grand Canyon, you know, they got it where you can't even go to certain areas. They got it. And if you ever try to fly a drone or anything, dude, your security officers, you know, are on your ass. Park officers, everybody, federals on your ass. You can't go to certain places. You can't do. Like, they don't want people seeing the ruins. They don't want people seeing the pyramids in there. They don't want people seeing the graphic, you know, the hieroglyphs and shit. Why do they not want the American people to see that maybe our land was part of the ancient world? But then they go and put monuments and things like this up reflecting part of the ancient world. Like, where does that come from? Does it just come from like the Knights Templars of the, you know, the Freemasons and shit, or what? It's weird, ain't it?
And they show what the arch will look like from different vantage points.
I mean,
it is
truthfully.
built. This is the view from the Arlington Memorial Bridge.
I've not been to New York. Yeah, I have.
Looks like now.
Several times, buddy.
From the Lincoln Memorial before, and
I've been to many states. I've lived in 5 different states. I've been to just about every state, but probably 4. So I love when people come on here and tell me what I have and haven't done in my life. I'm 45 years old. I've traveled many times in many places. It's so funny. It's so funny. I love it. I love that you guys know me more than I do.
from the Lincoln Memorial Circle before,
Keep it up.
and after. And finally, the view from Parkway Drive before and after.
What's wrong with it?
Renderings on your screen
Nothing.
right now are from
So, okay. Okay.
Look, I think
Nothing's
if
wrong
there's
with it.
Republicans committing fraud.
I like this.
Towards Dave Bautista. I mean,
Yeah.
he is.
I don't care what
I haven't seen
got.
him, but he's still a good friend of mine. And somebody perfectly clear. I don't have any angst towards Dave Bautista. I mean, he's still in my. I haven't seen him.
Yeah, 'cause he's
but
a
still a
woke-
good friend of mine, and somebody that if I saw him, I would give him a big hug. Mick Foley too. I
He's a
mean,
woke
I
nerd.
don't care what your politics are.
Yeah, they're all
You're
woke.
wrong.
Not him, not the Undertaker.
But I still
He's
love
not
you,
woke.
and I'm just going to say
He's
hello,
not
and
an
I'm going to give
idiot.
you a hug whether you want it or not when I see you. So I think people, if they would adopt that a little bit more, and not get so much
Emotional
vitriol and so much hate
in their
over
feelings.
politics, it's just ridiculous.
It is, and to be like Batista used to come in and train when I was in FCW. We were coming up and he'd bring us Fiji water, so we thought he was because our water didn't even have the label on it. We were drinking out of cups, so he was always one of those. Even when he was the top guy, he would come down and spend time with us. And Mick Foley would do that too because he needed me to drive him to the airport. So when you see them, it's always love for them because I don't care how they vote. I don't care anybody. None of us should. It used to be a quiet thing. Now,
Yeah, it used to be quiet. Used to, you never told who you voted for. Now they've made it to where it's like everybody's got to know who you vote for, you know?
Must change again. Allies acting for clarity. What was your message today?
Well, no, guys. First of all, the United States has global commitments for our military, so we are constantly reevaluating where we're positioning forces. And since the first day of this administration, the Department of War has been working on that, and that's known to our allies.
I agree. All right, guys, I'm going to come back in a bit. Well, that's your opinion. I completely agree. I completely agree. Well, we got more rain coming. I got a package coming in the mail. Hopefully I'll be live when it comes because I will open it and do an opening on my live if I get the package while I'm doing a live stream. Like I said, if you want to support the channel, there it is going across the bottom of the screen. I'm not too big on, I don't beg for anything or anything. I'm just saying if you want to, support the channel. We do bring you all kinds of content. We try to entertain you guys. We try to, just maybe a couple hours out of the day, you get to enjoy just some entertainment or just some news or some hot topics or whatever your enjoyment is. I hope you enjoy being here. I hope you subscribe. Hope you like the live stream, guys. Hit the like button. Also, we'll be back here in a couple hours. Stay in your lane or crash the damn thing. Until next time.